Oh, sweet. That button does work. That's exciting. Hello, Stream. Welcome to our 10th stream. Yay!
Woo.
We've made it 10 whole streams. Woo!
Nice.
That's exciting. It's a milestone and everything. And if I had thought ahead,
It is
I would
pretty
have
good.
Oh, is
tried to
it?
do something
Nice.
cool. Yeah. I feel like 10 is a milestone. That's pretty good. That means we stuck together for at least 10 episodes. That's pretty
That's
neat.
more than a lot of campaigns get.
I know.
Double digits
True.
and everything.
I have been in many long-intentioned campaigns that have ended much sooner than 10, so... Thanks, guys, for playing games with me. I'm glad you're having fun.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all ready for a recap?
You all ready for
Woo-woo.
this?
As our brave adventurers begin attacking the two Dark Mantles, a strange-looking wizard appears and joins in the fray. Together, they defeat the beasts, but the young dragon is still terrified, and none of them speak Draconic. They confront the wizard as he tries to cast a spell, and he introduces himself as Harlick Mechaline. We're gonna retcon his name for fun.
Nice.
He is an adventurer like themselves. Barely trusting him, they all work together to free the young dragon. Brandon soothes her with music and healing, and Harlick uses a handy ritual to translate what the dragon is saying. She explains that she got trapped down here after running away from a larger green dragon. Oh, and her name is Debshaba, and you can call her Dob. She wants to go with you all, but she can't get too close to the wards protecting the city of walled against dragons. They promise to meet her outside the city and open an escape route for her out to the ocean. Harlick decides to accompany this strange band of adventurers. Safety in numbers, after all. They quickly discover an ancient room that has clearly been damaged by the earthquake that caused the fissure. They find a Sergeant Tiche, a creepy-looking altar, and a giant clockwork maul. Gorko also discovers that his master never returned to him because he died in this very room. Oh. As he flings himself across Cahern's cold form, the sergeant hefts her mace and swings it at Quentin, although he has the oddest sense that she's not in control of herself. Her eyes seem to be staring vacantly. Y'all learned, don't touch dead bodies, seems to have triggered the attack from Tiche. You made friends with Dob. She is grateful you saved her. There seems to be a giant green dragon hunting other dragons. There's a ward around walls protecting the city from dragons, and no one speaks Draconic. Good job, guys. It seems to Harlick that this group has a vested interest in not letting him do his job. Harlick is an archaeologist, and his life work is to investigate old stuff. The RP point went to Brannon for healing/calming the dragon. The honorable mentions went to Druge for stopping Harlick from touching anything by lifting him up off the ground with his trunk, and Marthala for trying to hand Gorko off to Brannon like a baby. Y'all are cute. We ended last session mid-fight. So just to give you a recap of the fight, Brandon started with Vicious Mockery, which missed, so he inspired Quentin. Quentin dodged, checking to see if Sergeant Tiche was awake. Marthala ran over to Gorko. Geth ran between Gorko and the sergeant and tried to command her to stand down, but that didn't work. Brandel backed a heck a bunch up and released an Eldritch Blast on Sergeant Tiche after she swings at Quentin a little later. Harlick casted a minor illusion around Gorko and the body that Gorko was flung across, and Druge moved over to stand as close to Quentin as he could and then chucked a hand axe at Sergeant Tiche. Both the Eldritch Blast and the hand axe hit Sergeant Tiche, and she didn't seem to react to either other than like physically being rocked back a little bit. As you guys ready yourself for the next bit, you hear an odd noise, and both Marthala and Brannon disappear.
Shit.
Oh, goddamn.
Okay,
Well,
here we
goody.
go again.
So next up is the GM.
Conversation with
writing
those
stuff
two.
down. What was that?
So we're going to have a conversation with those two.
We're gonna have lots of conversations when we get out of here.
As this happens, hold that thought. Oh, right, I had that over here. As this happens, the Clockwork Mall starts to click, click, click and sort of unwind itself and swing sluggishly at Gorko.
Well, shit.
Can it see Gorko through the box illusion?
The clockwork thing probably doesn't need to.
It doesn't need to. It's just close enough to the.
Oh,
Cool.
well, that was useful.
That thing rolls a 15 to hit.
No. Uh-oh.
Gorko is squishy. I need his sheet up. Oh, Gorko has a 15, so I think that kind of bounces off of him.
No.
Or does it hit?
Yeah, if
It
it meets it, it
hit.
hits it.
Well, shoot. Okay, it hits. I need a die. I need
A
these.
D4.
Sure. So the clockwork maul lashes out and like swings around and sweeps Gorko and the body, like knocks them sideways. So they both end up about 5 feet from where they started, and Gorko takes 7 points of damage. Give me 1 second.
That sounds like a lot.
It is a lot. It's a bunch. He is now unconscious.
Oh boy.
So his unconscious body is laying across the dead body. Give me 1 second to write stuff down.
Okay. Cool. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't know if cool is the word. Can I sleep them all? Is that a thing?
Or the sergeant.
I don't think you can make anything that doesn't have consciousness unconscious.
Okay,
I
Quentin's
mean,
up next.
Fusion is like in a corner. So it's gonna be hard to
Thanks.
sleep that.
Okay. I think based on you described, he could see kind of the glazed look in her eyes.
Mm-hmm.
I think what he would do is.
I mean, you already avoided an attack from her, right?
I took the dodge action to do it, but yeah.
Yeah. I hit her.
How is she looking rough, or is she looking like in good condition?
She's not reacting like she's been hurt, but she's got a hand axe in her shoulder and like a scorch blast mark from the Eldritch Blast.
Yeah, I mean, like before we came in here, was she looking like bleedy or well rested? Or
Oh, she looked completely fine.
fine,
but
totally
asleep.
fine. Okay.
Standing up.
I think what's gonna happen is Quentin's gonna try and rotate around behind her, and like put her in a headlock, or like the double armbar,
Okay.
which would be a grapple,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
which is
Athletics or acrobatics.
athletics or acrobatics.
Or it's actually your athletics contested
Yeah.
by her athletics or acrobatics. Or
And
just
So
strength.
she gets to pick, but I have to use athletics.
Yep.
And then
Okay.
she rolls a
Strength
contested.
or dex.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
strength or-
contested roll.
Ooh.
Natural 20.
What'd you get?
A nat 20.
No joke. You can come in here if you want. So did I.
Oh shit! What happens
Oh.
now?
You actually add the
They
modifiers.
both
Oh,
proof have
22.
resistance.
24.
Damn.
Quentin's got plus 4 to strength.
Yep. I'm proficient in. No, I'm proficient in athletics.
Oh,
Ah,
okay.
nice.
Sorry about that. 1 second.
She agrees.
It's probably a pretty impressive display.
Yeah.
Down. Stop barking. Okay, so you said you want to rotate around behind her and get her in like a headlock.
Yeah, like a double arm, like where you put your arms under their armpits and your hands behind their head
Uh-huh.
from behind. So
Full
like,
Nelson.
yeah, full Nelson. There you go.
Okay, so on her next action, she'll need to try and break out of that, right?
Yeah. So like it gets it's a full. There's grapple. It's not a pin. Okay, yeah, so
Yeah,
grappled.
I'm just putting this on her square so I can remember that. Cool. All right, Geth is up next.
Okay, seeing that Gorko got knocked down.
Yep.
I'd whip around and pull out my shield and run at the mall. And just try to shield Gorko.
So you're not trying to attack the shields. You're just putting yourself between the Maul and Gorko.
Yep, just
Okay.
acting as a buffer between the two, and
Okay.
maybe
What was that?
trying to get it off of Gorko and get it on.
So it swung past and then retracted back up to the wall. So you're should put something on the map that shows. Where
Oh,
it's
is it
coming out
attached
of
to the wall?
Yeah, it's attached to the wall.
Oh, okay.
What can I drop that looks? I'll just put.
So then, can I like just sit there and kind of position myself ready to like block
I'll just put
if it
another one.
tries to hit it?
Yeah, you can do that. So just pretend this thing on the wall is a Maul that can bend out, like it can
Unfold.
Thank you. Long day. It can unfold itself out from the wall, and it easily hit Gorko at about 10 feet away from it. So keep that in mind.
Cool.
Do you want to do anything else?
Then that's a good question. I will do spare the dying on Gorko.
Nice.
And that puts him at 0 hit points.
Yeah, he doesn't have to make any checks, so he's stable. But if he takes damage, he still fails death saving throw.
Got it.
Typically, NPCs don't take those, but that's up to the GM.
Thank you.
Okay.
Did you want to do anything else?
Nope.
Okay. Brandel, you're up.
Oh boy. All right. So Quentin is grappling
Mm-hmm.
the girl.
The sergeant, yeah.
And you said that thing on the top left, the cave was like.
You cut out there. You said the cave was like what?
Well, is the cave like just caved in or something?
Yeah, the corner of this room is all like crumples and caved in. There
Oh,
isn't an
okay.
opening.
Hell. Oh, Martha's not here and Gorgo's dead. Fuck. I'm gonna try to grab Gorko and pull him back.
Okay, so you're gonna
wait,
run.
How far is he? Oh yeah, I could get there.
Yeah, you can get there.
Sure.
You won't be able to move
And then
too
I'm
far
gonna try
back, though.
like just bring him closer to the way we came in.
Yep, you can get to about here with Gorko.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll do that. That's my turn. I think. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Harlech, what do you got?
Well, shoot. Did the hammer retract
Yes.
to like, so it is ready to swim?
Yep.
How unfortunate. I guess I could help get Gorgo back. Unless there's
You're just gonna
something...
like fireman chain.
Saving Private Gorko.
Oh my god.
I'm just gonna pass it over to him, and then he's gonna pass it over.
10,
Well,
15.
I know what movie poster I'm making for this campaign.
So you make it to about here with about half your movement, and you can make it about here with the last part of your movement.
That's fine. He's sick.
All right. Well, other than like trying to figure out if there's a weird thing around, I don't know that I necessarily want to fire things into the semi-conscious person.
Yeah,
Or
I
the
mean, I don't wanna
contraption.
kill her.
That's totally fair. Yeah, you can hold your turn. You can hold your action if you'd like, or you can, instead of doing a thing, you can use your movement if you want to get closer to something. Like you can use what's that called,
Dash?
guys? Dash to
Dash.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it'll
Maybe
cancel out
dash.
your action to like fire spells or hit things, but you can move closer to like the altar, to Sergeant Tish, or the gold thing on the floor, or whatever.
I guess I'll head back in the direction of Sergeant Tish.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So you get about here.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool, cool.
All right. So it is Sergeant Tish's turn. She's gonna try and break the grapple. Does that sound about right?
As one does.
Sure.
Sounds. Unless she wants to swing wildly while I'm holding her.
Nope. She wants to try and break grapple. So this
Okay.
is another strength contest, correct?
Yeah.
Yep. She can use athletics or acrobatics.
acrobatics.
Either whichever one she prefers. I think I have to use athletics since I'm in grapple.
You do.
Yes.
Okay. I have an 8 all told.
Well, that's a 7 for me.
Yes, you guys struggle
Yeah, not
weekly,
bad.
and she breaks out.
Should have held an action. Fuck.
But that is her action to grapple.
Break it.
Okay, so she breaks out of that and takes like a step back, I think. And then next,
She would be leaving my reach. I'd get an attack of opportunity there.
yeah, I don't think she would know that. So go ahead.
And then she was cleft in twain.
So before I roll this, Druge, seeing Quentin try and grapple her, isn't trying to kill her. He's trying
Okay.
to hit her with like the flat of the blade and knock her unconscious.
Just
Okay.
give her his lap.
Not that it matters. That is a 8 to hit.
Nice.
That does not hit.
Is that like the first thing below 10 for you?
Yeah.
I'd have to check the spreadsheet, but it might be.
It seems like it.
So I think she's sort of lurching back out of his grasp, and your swing doesn't quite like land. It sort of like shoofs off her armor. She's wearing leather armor.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, the maul unwinds itself again and lashes out at Geth.
The maul is after or before Drew, she said?
It is. Yes, it is. It has weird trigger mechanics.
Oh, that's fine.
so
I was just trying to sort out my sheet. here.
this is where it will be in the initiative
Gotcha.
moving forward, unless y'all do something else.
Sure. makes
So
sense.
it's a 15 to hit on Geth.
Nope.
It is going to swing at you again.
Oh shit.
Oh, jeez.
It's 20 to hit, dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that hit.
That hits all right.
Okay, you are going to take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
Is that right? Yes, that's right.
Yikes.
Okay. Next up is. Are you okay?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. I just
Oh.
took a lot of damage.
Sorry, sometimes I don't hear tone correctly. Okay, so.
Oh, no. Sorry.
You, the player, are fine. Geth is hurting. You include your shield in your AC, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that's
AC's
equipped.
18.
That would be
And
a
it-
point of shield.
Okay. Drew,
Yeah,
you're up
there's a
next.
Oh, I'm up. Jesus. All right. So Tish is looking. How is she looking? Is she looking unfocused? Is she looking?
Roll
lurch-
me an insight check.
Cool. That is an 8.
I do not think that's high enough. Let me double. No, that's not. Oh, yeah. No, that's not high enough at all.
At all.
So all you're getting is that she like the obvious things you're getting is that she's not reacting to damage. Even when Quentin grappled her, she wasn't like struggling. She just tried to get out of it. So she's very emotionless. Excuse me. That's all you're picking up right now.
Cool. So looking around, Quentin is grappling with Sergeant whatever. Geth is getting glad-handed by this mechanical thing by the altar, and Gorko is unconscious, safely in a corner somewhere.
Safely unconscious.
Not dying.
How does Geth look?
Geth is hurting. He's hurting pretty good.
Oh boy.
Cool. I think since Quentin looks like he's got this mostly under control and Drew's
Sure.
can't get a good read on what's happening with her,
We'll go with that.
and Geth looks like he's in rough shape, I will use my 30 feet of movement to get between Geth and the construct, preferably without touching the altar if possible.
I'm gonna move your thingies back a little bit so that you're not touching the altar, but we'll say that neither of you really moved. Did that make sense? I want it to look like you're not touching the altar because we're saying you're not touching the altar.
Right.
Got it. Great. I'm going to attempt to murder the construct.
Right.
Cool.
Right.
Tell me how.
Has it folded back into the wall?
Yes.
Cool. He's just going to try and shove the glaive into the hinge and pin it into the wall.
Nice.
Okay. Roll.
That's a 21.
That hits. Roll damage.
Damage.
It's 10 points of damage.
So you pop out one of the springs. You haven't pinned it to the wall, but you've like a piece of it like chunks and it lowers, like the front half of it lowers. So you've caused some damage.
As the front half lowers, he's going to swing around the other end of the glaive and try and knock that part out of the wall.
Okay. Roll to hit.
11.
That does not hit.
Cool.
So I'm thinking as you swing, it chunks down again, and you just swing past it. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, cool. That's my turn.
Okay, we're back up to Quentin.
Oh, I'm first. Oh shit.
Well, you were first because
I've-
there are people
Yeah, I
missing.
see that now. So I think so I'm behind her now. I think I'm going to. She's pretty beefy looking lady, isn't she?
Mhm. She's
Like
very
you were to
sturdy
compare our
looking.
frames, yeah. I think what I do is I'm going to try to conquer on the head.
Okay.
Like I want to do damage to her. I want to do non-lethal damage. Like I don't want to.
Sure.
I'm not going to stab her through the heart or anything. So
You wanna what on her head?
conquer, like bonk.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's where did it go? Attack. Give me my things. 18 plus 6.
That hits.
Nice. And so that is a 1d8 plus 4. That is a 2 plus 2 plus 4 is 6 damage.
Sorry, what were you hitting her with?
My rapier So I'm trying to I'm hitting her like with the pommel to the back of the head.
Okay. So she staggers forward again, but she's still on her feet.
Bludgeon. Okay.
Geth, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna attempt to grab the. You said it was a dwarf.
Yeah, it's a
The
dwarf
body?
body. Yeah, dead body.
Oh, you know what? I'm not going to grab that.
There's also, if you look at the map, there's like a little telescope that's supposed to actually, it's not a telescope in real life. In real life, that's supposed to represent like a gold housing that's been smashed,
Okay.
and there are rocks. I'm just describing what's around you.
There are rocks.
Ooh, rocks.
I don't know what to do.
You want to hold your action for something?
I think I'm just gonna back away towards Brandel and just kind of like sit and catch my breath for a second.
Join up.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so you back away.
Until Brandel turns invisible again and leaves you.
Right.
I mean, as long as I don't get hit, I won't.
Speaking of Brandel, if that's all you're gonna do, that's Brandel's up next.
Is the security guard lady looking like hurt? You know?
That's the odd thing
Does
about her.
look
She
like
doesn't.
Can take another punch.
That's the odd thing is like as she's been taking damage, it doesn't seem to slow her down. She doesn't seem to notice that she's being hurt, so you're not quite sure when she'll go down.
Okay.
So as a refresher, the only other damage she's taken is
My Eldritch Blast.
4 points of Eldritch Blast from you and 10 points from Druge, and then 6 from me just now.
Well, heck it. I'm gonna step to the side a little bit, and I'm gonna cold of what Ray of Frost, not kind of cold. I keep
You
saying
have
cone
Code of Cold?
Yeah, I keep saying cone of cold, but it's not
I am
cone of
dead.
Frost, Ray of Frost. Oh, just a Ray of Frost. It's a Ray.
Just to be clear, you are using Ray of Frost.
Ray of Frost.
Okay,
not cone of
now,
cold,
is
at
that a-
level 1?
Is that a save from me or a roll to hit?
No, it's a roll to hit.
Roll to hit, dude.
Okay, that's a 20. 10 plus 6, 16.
That hits. Roll damage.
Nice.
Nice.
It's a D8. Wait. Yes, it is a D8. 2 points of damage. Nice. But no, I don't want to do too much damage.
No,
but
that's fine.
her movement is reduced by 10 feet.
Oh, nice.
Okay, do I
I
have an
just don't want
icon
her
for
to run
that?
away. Well, I just want Quentin to be able to catch up to her. That's the play here.
Got it. Some tactical damage.
I literally picked Ray of Frost just because of the slow.
It's a good spell, dude. Smart choice.
So sorry. So she's slowed by 10. Oh, so like if her movement was 30,
her
she can only
movement
go
is
20.
reduced by 10.
Okay. And your Ray of
Yeah.
Frost, does it like shoot out like an icicle, or is it like a
I guess.
storm of
Tell me what it's looking
snow?
like.
What does it look like for you?
Well, it's a ray, but it's frost, you know?
So descriptive.
Cold.
Good,
It's a cold
good.
ray.
All right.
I
Um,
see it.
Moving on. Harlick, what do you do next? He's such a dork.
Well, can I? Is there something I could check or roll to try to figure out what's going on with this lady,
Yeah, roll me an insight check.
or is that?
I mean, do you have like a spell for that? Do you need 10 minutes or?
Wow.
Hey now.
Wow.
I rolled a 12.
You can't quite tell. You have also noted that she doesn't seem to be affected by damage. And that, yeah, you've noticed pretty much the same things that I've described to like Druge and Quentin. Just to be clear, you have not rolled well enough. Just in case I was sounding vague for no reason. I'm being vague on purpose.
I realized that it was kind of a middle of the road roll,
I'm
but
just checking. What else you gotta do?
All right. Well, my options aren't great.
What are you thinking about?
I mean, I'll try it. What are you
Okay, I'm gonna head over towards that smashed thing and I'll take a look at that when I get a chance.
So you make it over there. Do you? Yeah, you're human. You make it over here. You can very easily see the gold thing. You want to roll? Like all you want to do
Sure.
is look at that. Roll me an investigation check.
Deal. I'm gonna spend a point of luck.
Oh,
Oh.
Ugh,
interesting.
that is an 11.
So
That was a very poor roll.
well, I mean, it's not like the room's dark or anything. What you see is a it's been smashed apart. What looks like a metal clockwork, like object. It looks like it's got 6 sides. There's a piece of side plating like dangling off of one end, and you can see other pieces around the room.
Okay.
Each side looks like it has a hole in it, like on purpose.
Huh. All right. Does that do I feel like that is something that might have been here or something that was brought in?
Not with an 11.
Cool. Just checking.
Yep.
But it's in pieces and pieces are all over the room.
Yes.
Gotcha.
You can safely surmise it may have been smashed by that thing swinging around the room.
I had a good feeling.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Is that it? You good?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do unless I want to start firing crossbow bolts into somebody.
Sure. Do you want to do that?
I believe we're trying not to kill somebody, and I don't know that there's a way to non-lethal damage with a crossbow. That feels
There is not.
It can be. It can be.
It has to be
difficult.
melee.
Just shoot at her feet.
I could club her with the crossbow, but that feels a little risky at the moment.
So
There's also the clockworky thing.
yeah, there's also the clockworky thing.
I mean, I guess I could take a shot at that.
You sure could.
Why not?
Why don't you?
All right. If I got the action for it. Oh my god. Well, that's let's see. I think that's a 5, so that's probably a no.
Not unless you've got a bunch of pluses that I don't know about.
No, that's with the pluses.
No.
That's with the plus.
That's with the plus.
You shoot, but wildly, and it bounces off the wall.
I'm rattled. What can I say?
It's true.
See, this
You
is
don't know
why I
what's
don't go out
going
my
on.
crossbow.
The sergeant moves forward towards you, Harlock, and swings a mace at your head.
Oh
Does she
boy.
take-
Okay.
Does Quentin get an attack of opportunity on her? Was he close enough?
What is it again? 10?
I'm
Five.
not-
5 foot. Yeah.
Oh, 5?
not
No,
playing
you're not
Greg.
within 5 feet. She's
Okay,
about 10
cool.
feet away. Oh, I have to roll things. Yes. Oh, whoever's making noises on your microphone, stop, please. Does a 22 hit?
Oofa doofa.
And that's with the pluses, I assume.
Yeah, Harlock, does a 22 hit?
Oh, do we lose him? He's a robot.
I'm pretty sure because I looked at your character sheet earlier that does hit. You sound
I
like
mean,
a
that's a
robot,
22.
so.
Yeah, 22 would hit a wizard.
And so you are going to take 8 points of damage. I imagine Glenn would say something like, "Yikes." Okay. Next up is the maul thing. It's going to swing at Druge now because Druge
Okay.
is right in front of it.
Because you're right there.
Yeah, I did put myself there.
What do I do? I roll a thing. Do I roll a thing? I roll a thing. Okay. Does a...
I have a 15.
Oh.
I'm gonna move him out and back real quick.
Wait,
Yeah.
is Discord dying?
Nope,
What if
I've
I'm
got good
about
connection
that?
on my Discord.
Yeah.
So, what was I saying? Oh, does a 23 hit, Druge?
Sure does.
Cool. You're gonna take 8 points of bludgeoning damage,
Ow.
and it's gonna do that again.
Cool.
You said 8 points.
Oh, it misses. I'm pretty sure. It's like a 9 with all the numbers.
That does miss.
Yeah, great. Good. It is your turn to retaliate.
I would like to rage.
Sure.
Oh no.
It's like, why isn't it hitting me?
This is the most unchill wall we've ever encountered.
It's really pretty, though.
Yeah. So the runes will start lighting up on the tusks, and he'll like start stomping a little bit, and the room will start rumbling. And for some
rocks
reason,
fall down.
like some weird, like ominous whispers start coming from everywhere.
Oh, I like that.
Quentin immediately looks concerned and starts looking around at everyone.
And he is going to attempt to murder the contraption on the wall.
Sure.
Since it's what.
Die, you stupid hammer.
Have fun.
It's a 12.
What are you hitting with?
The glaive.
That does not hit.
Druge is displeased.
I would imagine that would be true. He's got another action though, doesn't he?
No, bonus action is to rage.
Rage is bonus action.
Aw.
Oh, right.
Oh, I need to change this color then. Give me 1 second. Okay. We are back up to Quentin. This is fine. You guys have a good time?
Okay.
This is not
Yeah.
well.
This is good combat. I think what Quentin's just gonna kind of follow. He's gonna run up behind Tish, and she hit the wizard blast, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is our wizard still conscious, out of curiosity?
Yes.
After 8 points of damage?
Oh no, he only has 7 total.
Oh, he's unconscious?
Wait,
Yeah.
I'm out.
Is he unconscious? Is he really?
Aw.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh boy. Oh
That's
right,
not
he has
good.
7 points. Wow.
Wizards, yo.
So Quentin's definitely gonna dash, and not actually dash, but he's gonna run as fast as he can over there. And while he's running at her, shout, "Hey, we were playing!" And then run up and like, kind of like jump up in the air and kind of like try and come down with the pommel on the back of her head again.
Uh-huh. I'm gonna need to see a roll for that.
You can't just look cool. You have to roll for it, man.
Yep. That is
That
true.
is another natural 20.
It looks so
Oh.
cool. It looks exactly like you want it to look.
Awesome.
You could do like a little pirouette in the air if you wanted. It looks so cool.
I don't think he's gonna do that, but I will keep that in mind for the
You
future.
jump and it looks like you still have like 2 seconds. You do the flip and it still looks like you have 2 seconds left. of
It's
time.
suddenly in slow motion for a second.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
that
yeah.
freeze frame at the Avengers movie.
Yes. Exactly like that.
Okay.
So that definitely
So-
hits. Roll for damage, and I have noted that you want this to be non-lethal, correct?
Yes.
'Kay.
So that's a 5 plus we're doing a full damage die in this campaign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you take
Okay.
you take
5 plus 8 plus 4.
plus-
Which is
I'm not doing math for you.
I'm saying it out loud,
17.
17.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
So
A lot of
she
non-lethal damage.
yes, non-lethal.
Yeah.
So
Pretty
she collapses. Like you clock her on the back of the head, and she drops to her knees and then slumps over.
No.
I guess I was gonna say that's not a bonus action, right? I was gonna ask if I could start tying her up, but
No,
You
It
can
depends
pull
if
out
we're
the rope.
still an initiative or not.
you are still in initiative.
Okay.
There's still a giant mace on the wall.
That's true. Geth, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Geth would stumble over to Harlock and do spare the tying on Harlock.
Cool.
Smart.
Woohoo!
Is that a bonus action for you?
No,
It's
it's an
an
action.
action.
But it's a cantrip, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I congratulate Quentin on just knocking her out, and
Good job,
thank
Quentin.
him for not killing her.
How do you say that?
Very raspy voice. Thanks. I feel like Geth is hurting. Still trying to get the win back.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, he got knocked around a bit. Brandel,
Great.
you're up. What are you doing?
She's down, right?
She's down.
Hmm.
The mall is not.
Yeah. I guess I'll walk to the right. I don't wanna well, I'll get like 1 or 2 steps closer. I just don't wanna like be in range of them all. But I'm gonna Ray of Frost it again, I guess.
You're
Ray of
gonna-
Frost again.
You're gonna Ray of Frost the mall.
The mall.
Okay, roll to hit.
Sure. Let me see. Oh, 15 plus 6, so a lot.
That hits.
21.
That hits.
Yeah, math. Anyway,
Math is fun.
got 5 damage, cold damage.
So a
Did you
piece
get
of it.
21?
What?
Sorry, I was. Continue.
Mm-hmm. Cold damage. 5 cold damage.
And it reduces its movement by 10.
I mean, it's a mall.
Hey,
it
if
does
the
reduce
GM
its movement by
asks,
10.
then it's important for reasons.
Yes, its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
Thank you. This math is okay. So you have frozen a section of it near the base, so it doesn't look like it can unfold as much as it could before.
Nice. That's what I was, yeah.
Okay, so Harlock, you're up next. You're unconscious, but you are not having to make death saves because Geth made a spare the
I
dying.
dream super hard.
You dream super hard.
Dream super hard.
Okay. That means Sergeant Tish is up next, but she's unconscious. And then the mall's up. Give me 1 second. I want to do this. Put that there. That's good. Then I want to do this. Okay, the mall is going to swing again at Druge.
Yep.
Does a math 22 hit?
Sure does.
Holy shit.
So
Jeez.
you're gonna take math again. 6 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
Oh.
just
Halved.
3
Oh.
points of bludgeoning damage.
because you're raging. Yeah. Right.
And it's gonna swing at you again.
Oh boy. Now he's dead.
No, he can take a lot of damage.
Yeah, he has 3 hit points
Oh
though.
Jesus, it's been a bit crippled by the or not crippled, but impeded by the ray of frost and like the damage you guys have done to it. So it sort of like as it swings, like jerks weirdly and swings wide. So
Nice.
it misses you that time. Druge, you're up next.
Cool. I attempt to murder it with the glaive and just pry it out of the wall.
Okay.
Cool.
It's an 8 to hit.
Oh,
Hey,
that does not hit.
You're too angry.
Cool. He'll swing the pommel around and try and shatter the part that was frozen by the ice.
Okay.
That's a natural 1.
Yikes, dude.
Oh,
You
I think-
instantly-
I think the pommel gets caught. Oh, what do I want to do here? Oh, I know what I want to do. You lose your balance, and you are so close to the altar
Mm-hmm.
that you end up leaning forward and touching it.
Nice.
Cool.
Shit.
Oh no.
Roll me a charisma save.
And you burst in flames.
Okay.
Just saw the rail.
That is a 12. Unless it's against being charmed or frightened, in which case I have advantage.
That's,
Oh, you do have
that is
advantage.
good to know.
You have advantage.
Oh, that's better. That's a 19.
Okay. So, you tell me if this sounds right to you. So you swing with the pommel and you lose your balance, and you realize you're falling towards the altar, and you kind of chuck your glaive to the ground and like to try and like, you know, do anything but touch the altar, because there's no way in hell that you'd do this willingly. But you end up landing on it with like an elbow, and you throw yourself back from the altar, and as you do, it feels like something is pulling on your elbow, like fingers are sort of like trying to grab your elbow, like really sort of softly and creepily. But you throw yourself back, and it doesn't get a hold on you. But you know how that feeling when like a spider's on you, and you're like, no, like that is happening, and you have to take a couple of very deep breaths, but you don't feel compelled to do anything.
Cool.
Oh, yikes.
Big yikes.
So that could have gone poorly. Got it.
I know, but it sounds cool, right?
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, but it sounds cool, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Quentin, you're up next, but I have to draw more lines.
Okay. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start. I'll pull out.
Cracking
That drum.
microphone must stop.
Oh, it's random. Harlock, Mike, I think your mic's. He's gonna pull out that little like waist drum and start that rhythm up to like calm Druge down and try and get him to back up, like away from the altar, mid rage. And if that can be a bonus, then I'll try and grab whoever's closest besides Druge and pull them away. Whoever
are
the closest unconscious person.
You are still in combat. I just want to point that out.
The only thing left is the maul, right?
Yes, but it is still...
Yeah, so I'm trying to get him to calm down and get away from it.
Okay.
Or
So
you just pull out the thing and play.
you pull out your drums to play, and you're gonna you're gonna grab what, like Harlock or Sergeant Tish, and pull them away.
Who's the closest unconscious person to that?
Tish. Oh,
Tish?
to the
mall.
Harlock.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab Harlock and pull him back.
Okay, so that's 5 for you. And then, no, stop it. Oh, you guys are too close. Fine. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'll say you go straight back. You bring him with you. You all hang out with Brandel for a minute.
Hey, what's up?
Usually when you're dragging someone, your movement gets halved, but we can call that.
Yeah, if I just as far as I can get him. I've got 30 feet total, so whatever it is to get him, and then half of whatever's
I think
left.
I clipped off like 10. We'll say you get there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And is that kind of your action?
Yeah, I think I'd have to move him first, and then I take my bonus to start calming down Druge.
So how does this work? I know we've storied this out. I don't know that there's an actual mechanic.
I think
for
it's
it.
just story, but like I don't have anything else to do with my bonus action, so.
I'd like
I
to
think
point
that's
out
what I
that
do.
you guys could be damaging them all, but sure.
Nah, I can't with that combo.
Okay. you're up next.
Okay, I would move to the left a little bit so that Druge is not right in my line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd fire a crossbow bolt at the mall.
All right, roll to hit.
That is a for 19
That hits.
and does 3 points of damage.
Every little bit helps, dude.
Big damage.
And then
so
as
it wedges into one of the gears, but it doesn't look like you've taken down the mall yet.
a bonus action, I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Druge
Hey.
Oh. Nice.
for 8 points.
Dope.
That's sweet.
And so
You
he
guys
can
are so
keep
nice to
raging
each other.
if he likes
Brandel,
to.
what do you got?
Brandel will. Damn. Yeah, I'm just gonna shake my hand because it's starting to get cold. And then I'm gonna cast Ray of Frost again at the mall.
How many spell slots do you have?
Ray of Frost. the
Ray of Frost
cantrip.
is the cantrip.
Oh, sweet.
I mean,
Do it
it's
up.
only a D8.
Roll to hit.
That is a natural one. Never mind.
No, no.
Oh no.
Oh no!
You
Do you want me to roll damage?
You said it's only a matter of time before you hit someone else in the back of the head.
I hate this.
I did.
It just healed him too.
I don't normally do party damage, but you keep shooting through people. Like it's I either want to have you take the damage yourself or it hits Druge.
No, it can hit me. That's fine.
All right, so
Only heals rage.
oh, you're the worst.
I'm trying to calm him down, and you're shooting him in the back of the head with ice.
Oh, but it's cold
Imagine
damage.
you hit him in the back of the head and he whips around and like glares at. No, I'm just kidding.
That is,
Yeah. So roll damage.
That's 4.
4. Okay. My cat is trying to sit in my lap, which is where my iPad is, where I'm writing all this down. So
That
give me
is
1
really
second.
cute.
Yeah, he's adorable and annoying.
Also very annoying.
Some it can be.
Nat 1 hits Druge. And you said 4 damage?
4 damage.
Okay. The mall, if the mall were to say anything, it would say something like, "Come on, dude." Harlech, you're up next. You're still unconscious.
Still dreaming.
Still dreaming, yes. Still unconscious. Tish is also up next. She is still unconscious. Then the mall is up. Mall's gonna swing at Druge.
Sure is.
It's hard to roll dice with cat in your lap.
Kind of
God
sad
damn
because
it.
the cold damage isn't
That
reduced.
misses. He's gonna swing again. It reduces movement, yes, but
Oh yeah, also your movement is.
That's
It
fine. I'm
misses
not fucking
twice.
going anymore. Does it? Or like
Yeah,
my
it-
AC is only 14. Like
I will say this. It does limit its movement, but I have not fully demonstrated its
Oh
movement
no, I
yet.
meant Druge. Like,
Oh,
Druge-
no, when I
Druge's
got hit,
movement-
yeah, so
Druge's
my
movement
Oh,
is
it limits
less than 10.
Druge. Yes.
It's- Druge is
I-
by 10.
I blame the cat for this, but it missed both times. You suck, Midnight. Except, I guess I don't really want to kill all of you, so never mind. Druge, you're up next.
I guess I don't want to kill all of you.
Like it's
so never
jerking.
mind.
It's jerking weirdly, and it like swooshes around your head. It doesn't really hit.
So for a second, he starts calming down when the drums start playing. And then he gets hit in the back of the head with a ray of frost, and the runes just glow even brighter. And for a second, he looks back at Brandel and like stomps the ground as if he's gonna charge, but then whips back around and deals with the maul that's waving wildly at him.
First.
And
Yeah,
tries
it's
to hit that.
it's like hello.
You needed to chill.
Wow. Wow.
13.
Ugh.
That's terrible.
I'm so proud
Everyone
of you, my
takes
son.
2 points of psychic damage.
Brandel takes 2 points of psychic damage. Sorry, roll to hit, Drew.
13.
That does not hit.
Cool. Doesn't care. He's going to take the other end of the pommel of the glaive and try and hit him with that too.
Okay.
Oh, fucking finally. 22.
That hits.
Uh, 7 points of damage. Bludgeoning if it matters.
It always matters. So it looks like you've definitely battered the crap out of this thing. It's got like chunks missing out of it, gears missing. Like it's not able to smoothly unfold or even fold back in. It's sort of like, but it's still moving. Quentin, you're up.
Cool.
All right. So it looks like everyone but Druge is out of the range of this thing.
If that's what you want to take away from this, go for it.
Okay. Like yeah. Okay.
I mean,
That's
I feel,
just
I
what I'm
feel like
trying
it
to
has
see.
more range, just it hasn't had to move.
I mean, from what I've seen so far, it looks like that everybody's. So I'm gonna put my rapier away, and pull out my longbow, and take a shot. So were you to think I was cheating tonight, that is a 4 plus 6. It's a 10.
10 to hit the
Yeah,
yeah, that misses.
10 to
You
miss.
also hit your... No, okay, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Midnight has ruined everybody's rolls.
Yeah, clearly.
Mm-hmm.
At least he's watching though.
So I would start up the drums again.
Cool. The combat has gone so long I have to like scroll up to see who's next. Geth, you're next.
All right. How does Sacred Flame work with this? Does it make a dexterity save?
Yeah.
Yes.
Even though it's attached to a wall?
Yep.
Probably doesn't have a great dex.
All right,
Yep.
I'm just going to sling the crossbow right behind me and just cast Sacred Flame.
You are done with this shit.
I am tired.
What does the sacred flame look like to you?
It would just be like a bolt of light just coming down from the ceiling at it.
Great. It has to roll a dex save.
Yeah, dex 14.
It fails that dex save.
Yeah. And takes 6 points of radiant damage.
It is hanging from the wall by like a couple of like a bolt or two, and it is very sluggishly and like jerkily swinging, but it is still just barely moving. Brandel, you're up. Stuff is falling off of it as it moves.
I'm
so
gonna
it's
move to
not
the
doing well.
right.
Oh, are you? Are you gonna move to the right? I imagine this looks like in a cartoon where the person like the character like puts its foot out and like the noise is like whoop as you slide.
Yep.
And I'm gonna Eldritch Blast
Sure.
on the thing. And that would be a 17 to hit. 11 plus 6 to hit.
So your Eldritch Blast hits it at just the right angle that it like actually, because it was trying to swing again, and it hits it at just the right angle where the Eldritch Blast actually tunnels all the way like long ways down into the Clockwork Mall, and it explodes around it, and so
Yeah.
pieces of it just start flying around the room. It is absolutely destroyed. Well
Nice.
done,
I got it. I got it.
guys. I got it.
It's like an Owen Wilson. Did you see what I did there, guys? Like,
So Druge will turn around and look at Brandel.
just I'm just like shooting glances at Brandel, like playing the drums as hard as I can.
Geth will look relieved and like look at Brandon like, "Nice job, buddy," and then glance.
And he'll take a few steps forward. And how long has Quentin been playing the drums?
2 rounds with a slight interruption to shoot.
Okay, I think that is enough for Druge to calm down, like right before he gets to Brandel. And the runes will start to dim and eventually wink out. And
Your runes are getting real low.
I hate you.
You're fired.
He'll set the glaive down and take a seat and catch his breath. He's looking a little rough.
With like a really like, I think I look at Brandel with a like, dude, you gotta chill. Kind of like looked at my face like, and then I'll walk over and start tying up Tish.
He will
Mhm,
reach
sure.
out a trunk and yank on Brandel's leg though, and just trip it.
Awesome.
Geth is gonna start gathering up pieces of that artifact.
Okay, roll me a like investigate.
It's 19.
Ooh,
Okay.
spicy.
So the clockwork thing that you're picking up off the floor that is not the clockwork thing that was attached to the wall.
Yeah, not that thing
Um,
that killed.
You know how brass can sometimes look sort of golden? The stuff you're picking up off the floor is that sort of like golden brass color. So it's pretty easy to pick it out of the clockwork thing on the wall, which was more like iron, like a silver color.
Right.
So you find all 6 side pieces.
Okay. Can I like check and see if there's any sort of? I don't have detect magic, but is there any way that I can see if there's like anything magical about?
Give me 1 second. This person needs to know I'm playing D&D.
Right. Tell them. You tell them.
I will tell them. So you asked a question. It was a very nice question. You asked me about
If it has magic.
magic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I can-
Roll like an Arcana check.
Oh, that's a 6.
You honestly have no idea.
Okay, well, Geth is kind of like shaking it out of just excitement and nervousness, and I'm gonna cast Mending to try and put it back together.
Do any of these clockwork thingies look like the thing we were supposed to look for?
What an interesting question. Who has that picture?
I don't know.
Marthala.
My fella.
No. Yes, I know who has it. Yeah.
Marthala has the picture.
I think so.
She thought it was a map.
You have no idea.
Fuck.
Um,
God damn.
So before you cast Mending, as you're picking up the pieces, like you're sitting on the floor and you've got all 6 pieces, and before you cast Mending, you like put the pieces of the sides like on like against it, and they all magically attach themselves.
Oh shit.
Oh, cool. Guys, is this what we're looking for? Is
Quentin kind of like, as he's tying knots, kind of looks over, just not half looking, like, yeah, looks good to me.
You can roll a history check to see if you remember what the picture looked like.
That's 16.
It looks very similar, although the sketch was pretty rough and you didn't get a good look at it. But this could be it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow Quentin's lead, and this looks good enough. We should get the sergeant out of here, get Gorko taken care of, get Harley
Good enough
taken
for
care of.
Quentin, good enough for me.
I'm kind of like motion to Druge to come over and like I'll help him toss her up over his shoulder into like a fireman's carry.
Oh yeah, he'll just scoop her up with the trunk and toss her over his shoulder. What do we do with the wizard?
Yeah, so
Mm.
Harlick, Tish, and Gorko are all unconscious.
Think we should rest here?
I'd rather get out of here while we can.
Let's, with a nice big sidelong look at the altar, Quint, I'll say, why don't we head back to our spot in the hallway?
Yeah, that altar gives me the
Get out of
bridge.
this room.
Is there anywhere else that we see to get out of in this room? Like on the far left by
There's
the
a
altar?
crumbled
Is that
side.
like
No, that was just
yeah?
the.
Is there anything to climb on that, or just
No, it's like the mountain pushed in on it, or the ground above pushed in. It's not an opening of any kind.
cool?
So you can go back out the way you came, and your GM is going to find a map. Nope, that's not what I wanted.
Oh, do we want to take a rest in the middle here?
Oh
or do we
yeah,
wanna
let's take a break. Stream,
Great.
we are going to be right back. We're going to take 5 whole minutes. Let's be back by 7:10, please, or
5 minutes.
whatever time it is in your
Alright.
place. 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And we'll get started in about 5 more minutes. Thanks, guys.
Mhm.
Let's see if this button.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So you guys walk back through the tunnel, and you make it back to this cave, this big sort of like larger area where you freed the dragon and fought with those dark mantles.
Right.
What are y'all doing?
I think Quentin would
Resting.
start kind of setting up camp, and wherever looks best, maybe between those two rocks. Kind of start setting up a little fire and getting supplies out to bed down.
Roll a perception check.
Yeah, that's never. 9 plus 7.
16.
Mm-hmm.
So as you get over to the rocks, you see this dark mantle come at you. Please roll initiative.
God damn it.
All right, let's go. Person go?
Guys, you're supposed to look around.
I roll a
Killed
0.
everything in here though.
Killing me.
Level 1. Level 1.
Give me a second so I can write all your names out.
Let's see, what do we have for initiative in my sheet? That's a +1. So, yeah,
Guesses here.
not a lot.
Quentin. Guess, what did you roll? Guess?
A 5 plus 2, 7.
Oh, I'm
Quentin?
not the lowest.
Oh, Quentin? 8.
Oh, nice.
I would like Harlech to roll, even though he's unconscious.
Oh, okay.
That is a very good point. He is unconscious.
21.
21?
Great. Druge?
20.
Brandel?
9.
The number 9?
Yes.
No, I did not.
Not the German 9.
Hold, please. All right.
Yeah, that's a lot of dice. Geth, what did you say you rolled?
I roll?
Like 5 or 7? I think 7. And then you 8, and then me 9.
Okay.
Or something. He is the last one, then you, then me. Well,
Yeah, it was a 7.
the other way around, but you know.
Okay, let me.
Are we gonna die here? Is this it? Because Geth has 2 hit points, and he's the healer, guys.
Yeah, that's not good.
Don't get hit then.
I'll
Just
bless
don't
the
get
crap out
off.
of him.
I
What
mean,
I
I can
really
go
love-
invisible. I'm talking about you guys.
What I really love is how many of you are unconscious. That's, I think, my favorite part of
I
this.
still have my invisibility and my 1 spell slot.
Hey, we could have rested by the creepy altar, so.
You could have rested by
Nope.
the creepy altar. That
You
is
know-
true.
I'm the only one who's actually a player and unconscious. The other one is an enemy and an NPC.
that you know of.
Maybe Marthal.
The rest
Okay.
of us are unconscious and just don't know it.
Oh, hey.
It's
that's a good
all a
point.
dream. Have you tried spinning a top?
That's not what I meant.
Is you referring
Oh,
to
shit.
Gorko being an enemy?
That's the wrong campaign. It's the other campaign.
Got it.
Okay, I think I have written everything down, and I think I am ready to go. Oh wait, no, I'm not. I need
Guys.
these stats. The stats. Nope, not that stat. Oh, did I not write that? Oh, I did write down the stats. Okay, I'm ready. First one up is Harlech, who's unconscious. Next one up is Druge.
Druge will kind of groan and set down Gorko, and then set down Tish, and then set down Random Wizard, and pull out the glaive, shove past people with the trunk to the front, and try and skewer it and slam it into the ground.
Okay.
There we go. Naturals one.
Nat 20. Roll damage. Well, it's like a billion, right? How squishy are these?
17 points of damage.
Oh, okay. You get a good slice into it, but it is not dead.
Great. He'll whip around the other end of the glaive and try and just cave in it.
Okay, roll to hit.
19.
Pretty sure. Yeah, that hits.
8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay, now it's dead. It makes a weird squish noise. When you kill it.
Squish.
So this guy... Nope, that's not what I want. This guy is murdered. You know, Midnight, that's really inconvenient when you do that. Okay, hold for... cat. Cat is terrible. Behind you, another one pops up and is gonna take a swing at Brandel. Not a swing.
Why?
What do these guys do?
Well,
Crush.
Kruja will kind of pant, and the runes will start lighting up for a second, but not fully there.
Okay. It's gonna try and like wrap its tentacle things around you
Oh,
for a
no.
malevolent hug.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. I'm just gonna.
No, you know what, Cat? I have to roll dice.
Yeah, can't.
Does a 12 hit?
Yeah, it does.
Really?
Whoa, really?
That's my armor class.
Damn it.
Oof.
Casters, dude.
You're gonna take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Well, so much for being full HP.
Tell me more about your problems.
Your life sounds hard. I feel bad for you.
Sergeant Tish is unconscious. Brandel, you're up next.
I'm in melee with this thing.
Oh, you know what? Hang on a second. This thing is all around you.
Oh,
it
are
is
you grappled
engulfing.
now?
Oh,
You are.
fuck.
Are you medium or smaller? You're
No.
large, right?
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. I think I'm large.
You're
I think
medium.
my body size cost. Wait, I
Yeah,
don't
there's
know.
no PCs that are large.
Are you sure about that?
Yep.
Yes.
You border on it, but you're not.
Sorry, so he's not large. He's medium.
Mm-mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
it says only for my carrying capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
In that case, it is wrapped all the way around your head. You are blinded and you are unable to breathe.
I am unable
Oh,
to breathe.
You need to make
Okay,
a
that is
strength.
not fun.
You need to make a strength check to get this thing off you.
How long can I hold my breath?
It is equal to your con
Seriously?
modifier.
No, I'm kidding.
2 minutes.
No, yeah, I think yeah. Yep, okay. Strength check, you said?
Mm-hmm.
God damn it. Alright, alright. Let me roll this dice. No, not this one, this other one. No, that's, yikes, 9?
That is not success.
Yeah, I thought so. Should have rolled the other dice.
Okay, now how long can he hold his breath?
2 minutes.
Is
So
it?
that's forever. Okay, good.
Constitution, 2 minutes. Oh, God. I could have just
20
cast
rounds?
something.
Well, you're blinded, so with your
I mean,
luck, do you really?
I've been hitting people left and right, so it's really
You have to have line of sight. It doesn't work that way.
I can just sleep all around me.
Quentin, you're up.
What? God, please don't. He'll pull out a longbow, and do I see any other ones? Is it just the one?
Roll a perception check.
Great. Yeah, it's a natural one. I don't see shit.
It's weirdly
Leo
dark in
Hill.
here.
So I just see the one on him. Then I'm gonna go over and try and help pull it off his face,
Strength check.
alien style. That's a 5 total.
Nice.
You do not succeed. Geth, you're up.
Do
Okay.
something.
Geth is tired.
Just literally cast something on yourself, bro.
Can I make a perception check to see if there's any more?
Yes, you can.
Yeah, that's a 3 plus 7.
You do not see another one either. Just the one on Brandel.
All right, I'm gonna aim my crossbow right at.
Yikes.
Nice.
Yeah, this can't go poorly.
Please do not roll a 1.
Oh, that's a 19 to hit.
Oh,
That hits.
nice.
Roll damage.
Okay.
14 damage.
Yeah.
It's dead.
Can I use my inspiration on that?
No, it's a D roll.
Oh, it's
If you miss,
it's 4 damage.
What do you have inspiration from?
RP.
RP. Do I still have that or no?
No, you don't. Relic has the current RP point.
Got it.
Gotcha.
Noted.
4
4
damage.
points of damage.
So now not only is the thing over Brandel's head, it's got a crossbow bolt sticking out of it.
Just like whipping around.
Yeah.
Amazing.
There's something for you to grab onto next time, Quentin.
All right, we're back to the top of the round. Harlick is still unconscious. Druge, you're up.
I will
Here,
try and
like,
grab the
ah,
crossbow bolt and yank it off of his head using the crossbow bolt that is now embedded into it.
Okay, strength check.
Strength or athletics?
It's a strength.
Cool.
Hang on.
15.
It is. Yeah, it's a strength check.
Cool. 15 total.
That succeeds, which means. Okay, so you pull it off. And I'm going to say it's right here. Okay.
And I will stay right there. Are we counting that as an attack?
It's an action.
Okay, then yeah, that's my turn.
You can't do a bonus action unless it's part of an attack.
Yep.
He has to take the attack
Fair enough.
action.
It tries to hug you.
That's why I couldn't shoot at the mall earlier.
Cool. Let's go.
Yes. Doing stuff. Does a 17 hit?
It does.
Okay. How big are you?
He's pretty big.
I'm also technically medium.
You're going to take 5 points of bludgeoning damage, and now this thing is on you.
Mm-hmm.
You are blinded and you can't breathe.
I will ray of frost. Not
Cool.
Wow. Sergeant Tish is unconscious. Brandel, you're up next.
Oh boy. The thing is busy with Drush, right?
Sure. Yeah, let's say that.
I kind of just want to get away, but let's see.
You're amazing.
I mean, that shit just trying to eat me. So like,
It was hugging you
sure.
malevolently.
Getting ready to lay some eggs in your skull.
Hashtag malevolent hug.
I will take one step towards the wall
So
and
this way?
yeah, down.
Sure. And
Yeah, and can I see anything like any other thingies?
for a perception check.
Sure. Oh, that's a wait. That's a 3 plus.
No.
That's 5.
No, you do not see anything else.
Okay.
Amazing.
God, dude, I don't know if I should try to shoot at this thing. I'm gonna hold an Eldritch Blast for when the thing is off of his head. Is
It's
that a thing?
completely engulfing his head. So
I
at this
know,
point,
but
as long as you
hopefully
hit,
How far
No.
down my head does it get?
I
Like,
don't
does
want
it
to
get
hit
over
the guy.
tusks?
I don't want to hit him again.
I think it's like its mantle is over your shoulders, but not over your tusks.
Is my trunk long enough that I can keep breathing?
Oh.
That's a good point.
I mean, it
Yeah.
could be just like squeezing it.
His constitution.
Yeah,
is
that's
pretty
fine.
good.
That's
I'm
okay.
just
Yeah,
sure.
I'll say you can still breathe. Yeah,
If
but
he can
it's
breathe,
hard
he's fine.
because
We
it's
just
like
leave him.
crushing you.
Just grumpily walking around and making camp with a dark mantle on his face.
Well, it continues
Yeah, I'm
to
just
do
gonna
damage.
hold an Eldritch Blast if it goes off of his head.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Quentin, you're up next.
I'm gonna kind of like roll my eyes and God's damn it, and walk over the rapier and try and like skewer it off of him.
Okay, roll to hit.
Roll to not stab him in the eye. I'm aiming. If anything, and I'm gonna poke through, I'm gonna aim for not his eyeballs or anything like that. He's got a
Sure,
pretty big head.
because with the nat 1, you can aim.
Well, that's a nat 20, so
Awesome! You can do
Cool.
whatever you want. What do you
Quentin's
want
dice are finally paying off.
Roll damage for me.
I will do that. So it's a D8 plus 4 plus 4. So
16.
16.
Is it dead?
It is not dead, but it really wishes it were. It hurts like so much, and so you slice. I'm gonna say you slice it up all one side, and you manage to, like, Druge can just feel the blade sort of like tickle his skin. Oh god, I just tickled myself, and that tickled a lot.
I was holding back because I didn't want to hurt Druge, or I could have killed it, I think.
Sure, you keep telling yourself that.
Sure.
Okay.
So it's still on Druge, but like it's like you've split this, like split a skirt up all the way to the top. Geth, you're up next.
Because that's a thing that I do.
I'm gonna throw the crossbow over my shoulder.
If it were a lady, it would look pretty, but you're gonna throw the crossbow bolt over your shoulder.
Yeah, the crossbow, just kind of like sling it behind me and grab
Okay.
my mace and just walk up and just.
Wail away.
Oh shit.
Okay. Roll to hit.
When the
18
cleric
plus
whips
3.
out the mace.
That hits. Roll damage.
Oh, that's 2 points of damage.
That is just enough. So, I think what I imagine the way this looks, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the mace catches on, because you rolled really well to hit too. It catches on the mantle and like jerks it down to the ground, and you smash it into the ground all in one like shoop motion. And if Quentin hadn't slid it up the side, you wouldn't have been able to do this. But just like the combination was perfect. But you did drag its grossness all down Druge, just for the record.
Wombo combo.
But yeah, it is just destroyed. And you are no longer in combat. Good job, guys.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That is a bug.
Hooray, I did it.
What did you say?
I said, hooray, I did it.
No, Druge, what did you say?
Oh, that's just abundantly uncomfortable.
Yes, it is not great. So at this point, like, who's not hurt?
I have 5 HP,
I'm okay.
but Geth is on 2, so and Druge is also on 2. So
Okay.
yeah.
What do you guys do next?
So I kind of like I'll kick the dark mantles aside and start going back to making camp.
I will look around and see if there are any other ones.
Roll a perception check.
19 total.
Okay, so you get a really good look at this cavern, and you don't see any more dark mantles. You don't see anything else.
All right, so I think Quentin's gonna try and build like the brightest fire he can. He's not worried about warmth. He's more worried about light and hoping that he can keep Like the light will keep them away. Is his thought?
Okay. You guys do anything else? You're gonna take a long rest?
Yeah, I'll-
Taking watches and shifts.
Yes.
I'll take
these,
first watch.
These dark mantles are coming from somewhere, so.
Yeah. I'll take first watch if anybody wants to take it with me.
I would. but I
Normally,
would.
Drew
There-
would.
There are
but-
only 4 of you awake right now. Like, not
Yeah, that's the
4 of you
thing.
conscious. With
I guess I'll stay.
Marthala
I'll
and
stay
Relic
with him.
vamped out.
Did we end up tying up Tish?
Yes.
Yeah, I
she's-
did that in the
Oh, did
last
you?
room.
Okay,
Let me
cool.
write that
Yeah.
down.
she
Yeah,
is
I-
kind of-
Because if it hasn't happened, I want to do it now before we go. To
Yeah, I did, first thing Quentin did after the fight was that before we started looking for parts.
Right.
Okay, she is tied up.
Cool. So we've got an unconscious Gorko, an unconscious Tish, and an unconscious wizard formerly named Sarlo. Got it.
His name is Harlick. Stop that. Okay. So you guys take a long rest. Because you this has gone kind of longer than I thought it would. I forgot that Relic and Marthala weren't going to be here today, but so you guys set watches and nothing comes at you in the night. So you get through an entire long rest, all good. Now for the unconscious people, that means they're back up to full health, right?
Yeah.
Take long rest. Confirm.
Like during
Oh, right.
watch, I'll kind of go around and do whatever like minor
Mm-hmm.
first aid and stuff I know, just kind of help out while everybody's sleeping.
All right. So Gorko, Harlick, and Sergeant Tish all awake. You notice that Gorko is much quieter than he normally is, and he's not holding anybody's hand or cuddling with anybody. He's off by himself.
Damn it, Marthala isn't here.
Neither is Relic.
Tish is tied up, and she is looking at you very calmly.
I will pull my hand axe out of her shoulder.
You left it there the whole time.
I'm gonna assume you
Yes.
did that sooner so that she can be back up to full health.
Yeah, that's fine.
When she realizes you guys are awake, she says, "Thank you so much for pulling me out of that room. I wasn't in my right mind, and I hope you'll forgive me for any damage I did to you."
We're just happy you're alive.
I don't remember anything since I came down here, but I know that if I don't remember anything, that must mean I did something awful. All I want is to leave.
Well, there's a lot of awful things down here.
This place is terrible. She seems very calm and cool and collected. She's sitting up if her ropes allow her to do that, and she's completely chill.
Yeah, I would have just timed it like behind her back, so she would have a hard time standing up if anything, but she can sit for sure.
Right.
She says, "Would you mind untying me? I am a member of the City Watch. Like, you can trust me."
And I think at that point, Quentin would walk over and kind of like, you know, like you kind of squat and rest your elbows on your knees,
Mhm.
and like look her straight in the eyes
Roll
and
an
say, "What?"
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, first, tell me what brought you down here. From what you can remember, before you lost your memory of the recent events, what brought you down here?
She sort of cocks her head sideways and she says, "I could ask the same of you. I'm at least."
Well, I'm not the one surrounded and in ropes.
And she says, "You do realize that you are essentially kidnapping a member of the City Watch.
Yeah, but we are not in this area right now.
You are underneath the city if you are down in the fissure, which is where I went. So this is still my jurisdiction."
Mm.
You're gonna
Do
roll
a
an
lot of
insight check.
patrols down here, do you?
Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
Okay. That is a 13 plus insight, 13 plus 5.
She seems completely in control of herself again. And she's absolutely telling the truth that she is back in control of her own mind. She is very indignant, and she will press charges if you drag her out of this tunnel in ropes.
Yikes.
And she was a captain, you said? I'm trying to
Sergeant.
remember. Sergeant. That's fine.
The
All right,
captain was
Sergeant.
the one that sent you down here.
Right. Okay. So say I'll kind of like stand up and reach behind her, start untying the knights. Like, all right, Sergeant. Seems like everything's on the up and up.
Hey,
I mean,
Jeff,
I try.
got a copy of that contract?
I think the girl kept it.
Yeah,
Girl.
I did not get a copy
Did
of
you
that.
say the girl?
He did.
I meant the
Ugh,
Catholic, whoever
you-
the captain or
She's
something.
not a Catholic. You're killing me.
No,
I'll
I
say
did
to-
not get a copy of that.
She stands up and she rubs her wrists and she says, "Thank you." Okay, so I was sent down here by my captain. We had a mission to see what set off the earthquake that shook the city and caused that awful fissure. I don't remember anything when we dropped in. I was with oh God, was Boot a sergeant? Oh God. Ugh. I will never remember this.
I have it here somewhere. Continue. I'll find it.
Damn it. Okay, fine. She says, I came down here with Boot. Have you seen him?
Does that match the ring we got earlier?
Yes. That you pulled off of a dead something. I
We
can't
found
remember
it
what
was on a
is.
dismembered finger.
Yes, it was on a dismembered finger.
And we found the body later.
So
Yes.
the
You
the
found Boot's body later.
yeah. Yonder boot was the ID we found on the body.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me find this.
This is all very interesting.
Constable Boot.
There you go.
Sergeant Ava Tish and Constable Yander Boot. So yeah, she asks, "Have you seen him? He's about this tall, like."
I think as I'm kind of wrapping up the ropes, I'll say to her like, well, we have, but unfortunately, there's not a whole lot left of him. He's a few rooms back that way. Kind of nod towards the tunnel.
Her face looks grim, and she says, "What did you do to him?"
And she says what?
Seriously?
Her face looks grim, and she says, "What did you do to him?"
I just kind of like raise an eyebrow, like, what did we do to him? You
Good
don't
madam,
remember
you've
much.
attacked us. I don't know why you expect us to have killed your associate.
She looks like flabbergasted, and she's like, "You just told me that you left, like that you what's left of him was back in another room. Like what am I supposed to think? It sounds like you killed him and left him somewhere."
I'll take the ring out and kind of toss it to her and say, well, we first found this on a finger in a pile of rats, and then we found the rest of them next to some traps.
And
A few hours later.
she catches the ring, and she doesn't even look at it. She slumps, and she looks at the ground, and she says, I'm sorry. And she looks back up, and there are tears in her eyes, and she's like, I'm exhausted. I don't know even where I am, and my friend has died. I apologize for my behavior.
I'll kind of walk over and put my hand on her shoulder and say, I understand. It's rough business. You want anything to eat? And kind of wander off to like start putting food together.
She puts her back up against this big rock that you guys are camped behind, and slides to the ground and just sort of like puts her head down.
When it looks like she's calmed down a bit, Druge will go scoop Gorko up and let him hang out in the tusks.
Gorko pushes you away.
Okay. He'll kind of shrug and let that happen.
Geth will go up and try to talk to.
Okay, what do you say?
Say.
And sorry, real quick, Drews, did you say you brought the dwarf's body with us?
No.
Or did you leave that?
He
Okay.
Yeah, I
No,
left that.
Okay.
I was carrying 3 already.
We weren't gonna touch that.
That's
Yep.
that just for checking.
Okay,
Yes.
so Geth, what do you say to Gorko?
So I am assuming that was your master back.
Gorko nods. He's looking at the ground, like with his arms crossed. He's kind of like huddled in on himself.
I'm very, very sorry to see that.
He doesn't respond.
And loss is a hard thing to go through, and I just want you to know that we are here for you if you need us.
Can you roll a persuasion check for me?
Yeah, get it.
That's a 11, 7 plus 4.
He like looks up at you briefly, but he's not ready to hear this yet.
It's okay. Take all the time you need. I completely understand.
No response.
And I'll just kind of sit with him.
Perfect. Okay. What do you guys do next?
Well, I would like to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
Okay, so your plan is to move into the next room?
Or if Mark knows a better way to get out from the way he came down.
Probably not better. Yeah, I could point us back the other way, but other than that,
Harlech, the way that you came, like, you got lost immediately. And you know that you doubled back a couple of times, and you know that there were some paths that you went through, and then when you doubled back, like, they'd been collapsed. Like, you don't know a good way out of here. You didn't come in the way that these guys came in. You sort of, like, snuck into the fissure.
And I'm assuming the sergeant came in the same way we did?
Yes, the sergeant entered the exact same way you did.
Right.
all right. So I'll say something like, "Well, I came from that way, but it's fairly difficult to navigate one's way.
Well,
So I don't know that I can guarantee that I can find a direct route."
So what I'm
can
hearing
go-
is a not that way. Got it.
I mean, we can go through a place we know is bad, or through a place we don't know if it is.
Well, I would like to point out that you've killed everything that you've come through here,
Yeah,
except
my concern
for
is the tentacle.
the tentacle.
The
Yeah.
tentacle.
A tentacle and the giant stone foot. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, the foot is kind of creepy, but like the tentacle though.
Well, better the devils we know than the ones we don't, eh?
I mean, at least, I don't know. The dragon should still be in there, right? If it's that bad.
The dragon?
The dragon.
The dragon
Oh,
that I
she
pointed out
headed
the
for
way
the
that I
cone.
came.
Yeah, you pointed out the way that you came because there was a tunnel that ended like in a sheer cliff on the side of like out to the sea. So she would be able to get out because she can fly.
Oh, that's a good point.
Oh, I gotcha. That would be
That's a
difficult.
darn
Right.
good point.
And also isn't towards the yes, it's like yeah, I'm down for going back the way we came. At least we know what we're in for.
Whatever.
I
gets
like
us
new
out.
things.
All right.
Hopefully our friend in the fountain is not looking to visit anytime soon.
Okay, so y'all head back into this room.
Which yes.
I have to pull
Oh,
up
cool.
all kinds of crap to get this. We are near the
So
end
Oh, go
of
ahead.
we're near the end of our playing time, so I think we'll pause here if that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
Can I set up entering this room real quick?
yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I would say I would stop everyone in the hallway, and we can do this next session, but I just want to check to see if we can tell if anything's in there, and then take like a rock and toss it in the pool, try and like wake anything up that's in here so it doesn't surprise us. Would be my plan.
So I'll put you guys out like this, and I'll draw a tunnel before the next time we play. And for some reason, I deleted all your damn tokens for no friggin'. So I'll pretend that's a tunnel. And you said you want to pause, look for tentacle, and toss a rock?
Yeah, try and toss something in the pool just to see if it reacts.
Okay. So we'll start there next time.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. What did you guys learn today?
Don't touch altars.
Oh, I already knew that.
Okay. What else did you learn?
Brandel still can't shoot straight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have taken a step to the right.
It's really funny though.
It is really funny.
Anything else you have learned?
I think Gorko's gonna take some watching and some comforting for a while.
Okay. Anything else?
Marthala and Brandon disappeared when things were difficult again.
Yep.
Aren't things kind of always difficult?
Yeah.
I mean, in here,
Wow.
yes.
Okay. Anything else?
Well, something caused Sergeant Tish to totally lose her memory of pretty much everything down here, so that'll be an interesting conversation.
Well, yeah, and weird brain caresses when you touch the altar, so let's not do that.
Yeah.
Weird brain.
We haven't talked about that yet, though, so.
Caresses.
We're just gonna shove that right down. Start the repression. It's super helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Repeat repression.
Okay, you want to move on to the RP point?
Sure.
Oh,
Relic will hold on to his from last time, but okay, nominations. Oh wait, no, I need to type these. Ugh.
Nominations.
Give me 1 second to get keyboard and typeness. Session chat, go. Hang on, RP point. Okay, go.
Quentin with the nat 20 to knock out Tish
Oh,
with
no,
style.
can't say that.
Was pretty
Yeah.
great.
That was really good.
I think I had like 4 nat 20s this session. Like,
You did.
I'm not going to have any ever again, ever in any campaign.
I am suspicious.
You know I wouldn't lie. It's no fun
I
to
know,
lie about
I'm
dice.
kidding. I'm not suspicious at all, Internet. Any other?
Yeah, Geth with the Papa Bear for Gorko.
Yeah, for
That was
sure.
real good.
Yeah, that was sweet. Any others?
But Geth just Papa Bearing in general. Like, spare the die, got you. Spare the die, got you. Shilling word for you. Jesus fucked.
Can I just? It's like a lot harder to not kill somebody than it is just to kill.
Yep.
Right?
That fight was a cluster.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty rough.
I'm gonna write that down under learned.
Yeah,
Faith
that's-
tanking is the way to victory, you guys. It's fine.
Yeah.
Any other nominations for RP?
Oh my god.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of want to nominate Brandel for another nat 1 to the
Yeah.
back of somebody else's head.
I cannot wait to put this into the spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I
Like
mean,
this
it
game, dude.
was only 4 damage this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, you critted on that other one. That was terrible.
I mean, I didn't crit. I just rolled
You
max
damage.
Sorry,
yeah.
I meant you rolled max damage, yeah.
Yeah, I just rolled a 10 because there was also other splats.
All right. Unless you've got other nominations, go ahead and vote with an emoji.
Oh, with an emoji. Yes, the emoji.
Did I say it wrong? It's an emoji.
No, you
right?
did.
Or
No, yeah.
Yeah.
you were making fun of me.
No, I'm not.
He's just word manning.
Oh well, you have 2 and 2.
1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 1, 2, 3. I have 5 players.
Whoop. Gotta vote.
You
I'm
do
sorry,
not
I'm
have to
looking
spend
for
this
a
long
big-
looking for an emoji. You're the worst.
Word man.
I am sorry.
I should have known.
I'm looking for a bear. Oh yeah. I have a bear with a knife. Okay, look at this.
Worth it. Worth the wait.
Yep, that is definitely worth the wait.
It's a
Okay.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
So Geth takes the point for his Papa Bearing, Gorko, and
Yeah.
and I'll roll the Papa Bearing in general with the Spirit of the Dying and the Healing Word in there too. All right, you guys did good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to end the stream. Thank you and good night. We will see you in a week. Have a wonderful evening, and the rest of y'all hang out for a minute, okay? Thanks. Bye.
Sure.
Stream.
Yep.